Okay, so I was talking to myself. The microphone was not even turned on. Yay, we started off very good. But okay, now the microphone is working. Time to get the shit show on its way. Alrighty then. Let's see when everybody is going to join. Monday evening, 8 o'clock. Yes. Very exciting, very exciting. Come on guys, where are you? Don't fall asleep. Yep. Alrighty. Still no viewers. Come on guys, nobody's interested in a market update. Nobody's interested. But then everybody keeps sending me messages. Hey C, where can I pre-order? Hey C, what do you think the market is doing? Hey, hello Bo. Welcome. Yes. You're number one. Je bent de enige Bo. So yes. Not even Cindy is tuning in. Come on, Cindy. Where are you, Cindy? Ah, well. Have you taken a look, Boo? Yes. My number one fan. Yeah, my number one fan. Yeah. Thank you for being my number one fan. Yeah. Cindy, where are you? Cindy? She's busy. She's behind the computer. She's sorting out cards. So my number one fan should be there. But yeah. Yeah, golden dark dry. It's a little bit off center. Heavy on the right. But yes, yeah, you can clearly see it. Heavy on the right. But yeah. Bought it yesterday at the convention. Funny story. So the convention wasn't started long. And there was one person that I know from a previous fair. I traded. No, I bought it. Well, not I traded it for money. But they got it on the convention itself out of a booster box. First pack. Well, that one guy, first pack, gold. But yeah, they know that prices will go down. So yeah, they wanted to get rid of it, and this was a deal when the convention was already over, because it was a vendor, but it is someone that doesn't do shows often, so once every few weeks, months. So yeah, otherwise they get stuck with it because prices are going to go down. For the moment it's going for like 800 euros. That's not going to be sustainable. We know that. So yeah. But yeah, okay. Not a bad card. Yeah. I would think if I have now the other one, the SAR next to it, I think I would prefer the gold. Yeah. I think so, yeah. This is now the second gold card that I hold in my hand. The other one was from Perfect Order. That one I traded also, and then I traded it away. But then now this one, yeah. Let's see. So yes, the golden Mega Darkrai EX. Got a good deal on it. But for the moment it's still a good deal. You know, if I don't get rid of it soon, it will be a bad deal. It's a big risk that I've taken. Yeah. Yes, but okay, yeah, that's the thing. But where is everybody? Monday evening, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Come on, guys. People gotta activate their notifications. This is not funny. Not funny at all. Nope. But okay, market update. This week you have the Terrestrial Festival, the Chinese, that is coming out. I see messages on Instagram. Don't pre-order, don't touch it yet, because you are going to pay way too much. As you know, Chinese booster boxes, they are normally very cheap. Now they are asking times 4. And there are stores that saying, yeah, we have it guaranteed, but in China it doesn't work that way. Nope. So yeah, let's see. No, we don't want bad deals, Abo. No, we don't want bad deals. That's not allowed. No. But not every deal is a good deal. You could have a bad deal as well. That could be, yeah. If you know everything in the beginning, then life would be sweet, eh? So yeah, but we don't know that. So yeah, it could be that, for example, I buy a graded card in Japan, and by the time it arrives here, that the price is already crashed. That could be. That can be with everything. I already had it with booster boxes. That I bought booster boxes in Japan. That at that moment it was the best price, and by the time it arrived a few days later, the price crashed. Shit happens. Yeah, shit happens. Yeah. But okay. But Bo, yeah, you with One Piece, yeah, it's going to be exciting, huh? OP 16 next week. No, this week. Is it this week? There were already so many cards coming out. I've seen also on Reddit a few posts about people on the pool weights. Yes, exciting, huh? But yeah, I don't know. Pool weights, One Piece, it is, let's say, shit show. I've also seen a post on Reddit from someone that opened all various products from One Piece, tins and collection boxes and things like that, because there you have, it is not mapped. It's not like the cases, it's not mapped. Hello, chicos, good evening. Everything okay? Hope the same with you. And then so for those mini tins and such from One Piece, they are not mapped. So and that person opened a ton of product. Yeah, people were saying, perhaps you should stay with a mapped case instead of those random products. One Piece is very difficult, but it remains a gamble, of course. But yeah, but we are going to do a fun game as soon on the Rip and Ship. Yep, I've ordered a case of OP16 Japanese, so then we can hopefully crack the full case and go manga hunting. So yeah, once the case is in, I'm going to launch the offers so that everybody can buy a booster box, and then everything will be opened during the live. Let's see how we can arrange that. Let's see. Will be fun. Will be interesting. So yeah, already had a talk also at the convention with someone that also is normally in the Rip and Ship, and also he also liked it as a good idea, because then at least if all 12 booster boxes are open during the stream and there was a manga in the case, we will have it on stream, because otherwise if you sell 6 booster boxes on the sealed website and 6 booster boxes you open in the live, you don't know if there was a manga in the case, yes or no. You don't know it. So yeah. They're going to change the pull rates. In what way? Are they going to make it better? Did I read something about what they're talking about OP17? That they want to change something with the. I read something about pull rates, but I don't know exactly what they are going to change. They cannot make it worse, huh? It's already very difficult. Hello, Ronnie. Good evening. Welcome for the market talk. Monday evening, yes. Yes. But yeah, curious to see what they are going to do with the pull rates, because the pull rates, yeah, the mangas should be increased. That's for sure. The prices for the mangas is way too high. If they at least could double or triple the amount of mangas that you could get, would be already a very big improvement for the market, for the sustainability of the market. We all would like a manga one day, no? Cindy would like Tony Chopper manga. Yeah. Yeah. For the OP16, yeah. The Japanese. Because for the English, I still need to see if I can get something. I missed the boat because pre-orders for One Piece Japanese start already months in advance. So I need to see if I see something popping up for OP16 still or OP17 and the prices are reasonable, I will see what I can do. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But I will let you know once the OP16 Japanese case is in. Definitely. We will see. It will be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it as well. So thought, okay, it's a gamble. It's a good idea. And let's hope that we can finally pull a manga on stream. That would be a very good idea. I would very much like that I can pull a manga for one of you guys. And nice. That's the plan, the game plan. But for the rest, Matthias, yeah, now you see me again. Yep. It's been a while, Hello, Matthias. Hello, Tim. Yeah, but let's dive into Pokemon. So guys, Pokemon is going to be very dangerous the next months. Don't pre-order. If you have watched my video, there are already in Japan things going on that they are trying to take advantage. Pokken in Japan, if you know that, a lot of people have already checked out their website. You cannot deny that you never heard of it, because most of us have already heard of Pokken in Japan. The prices for a booster box is ridiculous. 356 euros. When I looked, someone in the comments mentioned like $400. It's crazy prices for a booster box. Most likely just 20 packs inside of it. Now, what can we expect ourselves on the market? Well, I previously already mentioned I'm in WhatsApp groups, and there the prices are already going now for 100 euros. When they started months ago, I'm talking about the month of March, they were starting at 85. Already back then at 85. So here comes now the story, but in regards to my video that I made today, people are always shouting, yeah, scalpers, I don't buy if it's not MSRP. If people keep saying that for the 30 years, you will have literally zero product. It's going to be extremely difficult. Yeah, it's going to be very tempting for a lot of stores to raise their prices. And I think that's perhaps the reason why Dreamland, MediaMarkt, and Bull, that they already raised their prices. They know what is going on, but they also know they are being bought out by others. Plain and simple. If they don't raise their prices, people keep buying everything up. They can go every day to the store, buy one product, or go with family, and everybody buys a product, and then they sell it off for 20 US profit per ETB, for example. You have people that actually do that. So yeah. No. Yeah, Tim, that's right, indeed. The Prismatic, the Chinese version, I've seen posts on Instagram that there are in capitals that they are saying, do not pre-order. Because nothing is guaranteed for the moment. Because China is completely different than Japanese and English in terms of supply. The demand is through the roof, and they are asking gigantic prices. And also, do not forget the risk of being scammed. Because now everybody can try to offer to you to say, hey, I can give you that set for that price, or already send me the money. And that you never see your product or never see your money back. How many people these days are going to get scammed will be gigantic. Not only for Chinese product, but also for Japanese product, and you name it. And if you get scammed and you did not use PayPal, for example, or you didn't use the credit card with protection, good luck, to be honest. That's why one of the rules is, if you buy internationally and you cannot trust the seller, if you have never done business with them or you cannot find decent reviews, always buy with a credit card or with PayPal goods and services. Never PayPal with friends and family. Never. PayPal, friends and family, zero protection. Goods and services. Okay, you pay like 4% commission on top for PayPal, but you got protection. If something happens, the product doesn't get delivered, you've got protection. That's also what I do when I start with a new seller somewhere. If it doesn't feel right, I use PayPal. Okay, I pay a premium, but at least you've got some protection, because otherwise another payment method that I use is Wise. But Wise is kind of like an international wire transfer thing that you can do. There is zero protection. Zero. So be careful. Just be careful. And prices will be gigantic. In Japan, if you already now pre-order, will there be anything guaranteed? They are talking about a lottery system again. They are going to do this and that. Who knows how the product is going to get to the stores, to the people. We still don't know it yet. So if you're now already going to pre-order, what's going to happen? We don't even know. Will there be gold packs? Will the boxes will they be able to be weighed? That can also be. Don't forget, if they treat it like a specialty set like Prismatic Evolutions or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, that could be a problem. So yeah. Just be careful. But for the rest, there are so many products being announced. You have now the Rayquaza set in July in Japan. But does anybody know? Perhaps you guys know that. I haven't looked it up yet. When are we expecting that on the English side? When do we get that set? I don't know yet. I haven't found that information yet. New Pokemon. Is that October or is that? It should be. You have Storm Emerald with the Mega Rayquaza EX. That is expected on July 31st. But the rumor in the beginning of May was that it would be September, but that cannot be. We are getting on the 16th of September the 30 years. When are we getting that set? I think it will be October. I don't know. It's an expensive year. I think we haven't seen everything yet. Because don't forget, okay, we have gotten Ascended Heroes. But don't forget what else is coming our way. At the end of the year, in the fall, we have the new specialty set in Japan coming out again. So the fall, I think after the summer, we are going to have the most difficult time of the year, because there will be so much different product, so much money that you will need to spend if you want it all. Don't forget, on the 16th of October, they are releasing in Japan as well all 27 first partner collections. All 27 cards, one big bang. Of course, they will be probably individual boxes, something like they did in the Chinese side as well. There you buy one pack with a kind of like display inside of it, and that you only have one card. I think that was it. How much does it cost? 15 euros, something like that. But I think they will do something similar on the Japanese side as well. August. Which August? The Mega Rayquaza? Nah, cannot be. Let me see. The Mega Evolution era, so we have Chaos Rising, expected Pitch Black July 17th. You see, the English date is not confirmed yet. So we have Storm Emerald ME06 here mentions expected around September. But what is also very strange is the 30th celebration is M6A. That's interesting. M6A is the Japanese 30 years. But Storm Emerald is ME6. why do they do everything in the summer? Why everything in the summer? People are not there. People are sipping the pina coladas. I also want to sip a pina colada this year. Pokemon, leave me the fuck alone. Oh, come on. It's gonna be worse. Come on. But yeah, we need to see, because we had Black Bolt, White Flare last year at the end of July. That's what we got. But now we are getting Pitch Black. But they can't release an English set in July and then another English set in August. That shouldn't be possible. But no. Are they turning it around in English? That could be. Because on the English side, they do not call it like M6A. So that could be the variation that they are looking for. They already did something. They already switched something up. Because do you remember the video that I made about the date on my case of Chaos Rising? There was, on the booster box case, there was the date mentioned 27th of March. And I'm not the only one, because I've seen other pictures on the internet. I found other Reddit posts that people were also claiming that. So they did some switching around with the dates. No, 30th anniversary is, no, that's the 16th of September. 16th, 18th, 16th, I thought. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 16th. It's a Wednesday, because that's now our 16th of September. It is on a Wednesday, global release. It is very much Japanese, Chinese, English, everything. 16th. Yes, because people are spreading the rumor about the 18th, but no, apparently Pokemon confirmed it's the 16th. They are doing that as well on the 16th, because then they can create a very big party as well in Japan. Apparently it's not the first time that they do this. On the 25th they also did it, apparently on a Wednesday, so that they can create a party from it. Because they are going to do a lot of activities in Japan. Okay, it's a Japanese company, yeah? No surprise there. But they are going to do a lot of festivities, because for them this is a very big event. But what would for you guys now, imagine that you have the opportunity of buying an ETB and a UPC. What would for you guys be a comfortable price for this set for the 30 years? Imagine that we base ourselves upon what we know from ETBs, how many packs are inside of it. Take for example that in an ETB they put 10 packs. Just putting out a number, 10 booster packs, you know it is only 5 cards per pack, excluding the energy card, otherwise 6 cards, okay. And imagine 10 packs. And a UPC, let's say 15 packs, something like that. What would be a comfortable price? We know an ETB now goes for what? 80 euros. Let's call it 80 euros. Chaos Rising, I also see most of the prices around 80 euros. Okay, there are stores 65, 70 euros, but okay, 80 is becoming the trend. And the UPC, I would say 200. You can find it lower at certain places, like Nerd Geek, for example. If you can get lucky, then perhaps you can have it for 160, 170, because that is around MSRP. But I think under 200, that's a no-go for other stores, I think. Yeah, for me personally, an ETB for the 30th, if I can snag it between 80 and 100, yeah, it's a little drawback because there were so little cards in a booster pack. 10 booster packs, 5 cards per pack, that's 50 cards. 50 cards. And then you need to hope that you don't have any doubles. And the set is, what? 180 cards? Something like that. So that's going to be very difficult. How many ETBs, how many packs do you need to collect everything? And then take into account the pull rates. It's going to be very difficult, especially if you want those futuristic wares. I don't really like the futuristic wares, but yeah. Perhaps one day I can hold one and I can be blown away, let's say, but I think those will be way too money grabby. I think that's my thought. And a UPC, I think we can compare that with the prismatic SPC. super premium collection in terms of price. I think around 250. That when that came out, it was around 250. Okay, it was a US exclusive, but 250. I think that would still be a comfortable price in these days. Yeah, I know, guys. I know it's still a lot, but I can understand. But it remains the 30 years. Apparently, if you check back the prices for the 25th celebration, when those boxes came out, that was also very. What did I heard in the US? It was 120 for an ETB of the 25th celebration, and that was then the highest that it ever was when a set came out. So, but Pitch Black, would that be a good box? I don't know. I've been contemplating about it, but then, what do you want to do? There is so much product coming your way. Do you then want to invest in Pitch Black? Mega Darkrai, people are hyping it up. I'm not seeing it in the dark card, but I've now hold the gold card from the Japanese. That's not a bad one, to be honest, if I can get it to focus. Yeah, it's not a bad one, to be honest. Yeah, this one, but I think I would not like the dark one. Perhaps it's too dark. Yeah, but the gold card, okay, yeah. I'm not a fan. I don't want to keep it. I'm just gonna sell it. I don't want to collect it. But Pitch Black, if I can choose, me as a collector, I would save my money for the 30 years. To be honest, I would save my money for the 30 years. Why is that? I would give preference to the 30 years for the moment. And you also know, okay, the 30 years is also going to be in print for 2 years. And okay, Pitch Black is also going to be in print for 2 years. But what do you think is going to happen with the prices for the other sets? Everybody, but literally everybody, is going to jump on the 30 years. What my estimation is that other products are going to be neglected. They are going to be left on the shelves because people are going to think like what I'm now saying, save your money for the 30 years. It could be that people are going to skip things. Perhaps a small price correction for other sets will happen. And then it's like they say, buy the dip. If you can see something go down, buy the dip. If you can see Phantasma Flames, for example, go down, buy it. It's gonna go back up, you know it. Look what happened with Destined Rivals. That dipped, and now it's going back up again. That's with everything like that, Yeah. You're not sure about UPC since you're collecting English and it's mostly no MSRP to find in Germany. You always have to pay on top. You only collected ETBs so far only. The UPCs, they also hold a good premium, to be honest. They are not bad. They take a lot of space. That's the downside on a UPC. That's saving that in a decent way. Now, for a good example, is the Mega Charizard X. That's UPC. The return on that box is gigantic. A few months ago, it was flooding the market for 175 because they came all the way from the US because they were talking that 1 million boxes were hitting the market. 175. It was for weeks for sale. Now 225, 250, and it's going up in a few weeks, months. Imagine that you have 10. That's a very good profit, but it takes a lot of room. So yeah, but if it's just for collecting, one of each is not bad. But I always have the thing, you need two. One to open, one to keep sealed. You want to open something also, right? Yeah. And also there will be booster bundles, there will be a binder collection, like with Prismatic Evolutions, for example, and Ascended did Ascended have? No, Ascended did not have binder collection. No, Prismatic did. So the binder collection, so even those things will be real text stickers also. There will be a lot of products for the 30 years. So a lot of opportunity to buy things and to open packs. One thing is important. price per pack. It doesn't matter what the premium is for the box. You need to calculate the price per pack. People then always think, yeah, but perhaps if we buy the booster bundles, it will be cheaper. Have you seen what happened with the Ascended Heroes booster bundles? Was that a good price per pack? They came out and price per pack skyrocketed. Everybody was thinking, yeah, prices are going down. I also thought it. We made a mistake because of the premium on the displays. I hope sincerely there will be no displays for the 30 years. If there are displays for the 30 years, we are all fucked. Literally, this is then not good news. But indeed, two of everything. If you can lock it for a good price, don't sleep on it. I always calculate price per pack. Why is that? Because sometimes the things like text stickers, people don't see that as something interesting, the text stickers. But imagine that the price per pack is much more advantage than a booster bundle. Why then skip it? Then you could, if the limit is even 1 and you can buy 3 text stickers, then you have 9 booster packs. If that price is better than price per pack than a booster bundle or something else, couldn't be bad. Yeah, worth a shot. So yeah. Not sure if you want to get if you want to open some. Might prefer buying the card I want instead when prices prices will be high. Have you seen the amount, the certain cards that are coming out that are going to be reprinted? By the small disclaimer, a lot of people are talking negative as well. The Pikachu, let's open Poké Beach. So, where are the cards? Yeah, we also have, of course, Espeon, Umbreon and things like that. We also have apparently this kind of promo card. This is just mental. This is asking for trouble, basically. This Pikachu. But what the people are complaining about is the Pikachu logo here. The 30 years logo. People find that it's way too big. Especially if you now take a look, you also have then this card, but it takes up a lot of room. This is now on these kind of cards, but this card here, nice, in the sky, 30 years, but then you have that Pikachu head on it, 30 years as well, with then the nice Umbreon, but it doesn't fit in the design. That's what people are saying. It doesn't really fit into it. And then here they place it on the left side, but it doesn't really fit in. Yeah, all the colors, they are nice, they blend in together, it's a cozy card, and then you have, bam, a yellow stamp on it. You have people that don't like stamps. Yeah, it's so to quote one person on Reddit, it is like, it's ruining the card. It's messing with the mojo of the card, and I get it. I can see why people, but these are now the kind of products that you can expect on the Japanese side here. Such kind of boxes. This is asking for trouble. So there's two sides to look at it. Yeah. You're doing it the same with Troves for Lorcana. You are saving the Troves of Lorcana? I don't know a lot of people that do that. Do you then also keep them in acrylic to protect them from UV and then things like that? Because that exists for Troves, but in Pokemon really makes it difficult for you, because certain boxes have then different sizes, and then you need a specific acrylic because one size doesn't fit all. The UPCs, how many different kind of acrylics already do you need? You then had your 151 UPC, you had now the Mega Charizard UPC, you had then the Charizard UPC from Sword and Shield, all different sizes. You have then the SPC from Prismatic, once again, different size. It's like, why do you do that, Pokemon? And now even you had for your booster bundles also the nice acrylic, and now they changed that as well. Now it's a bit bigger. Pokemon, really? Stop doing that. It's like you have a mobile phone. Back in the days you had your mobile phone, the one from you needed to charge with a USB C cable, and the one from your girlfriend was with a micro USB. You remember that shit? Well, this is kind of like the same shit, eh? Okay, yeah. If you have a fabled one, hold on to it. I sold my booster boxes of fabled, and I was like, damn, those spiked. Those really spiked. But kind of waste of money, it depends. Depends what you plan to do with it. If you want to keep them long term, protection is everything, so you put them in a decent acrylic that you can enjoy them, that it's saved also. And you never know what a product is going to do in the future. If it's now Disney Locana, if it's now Pokemon, you never know. Yeah. With Pokemon, well, we have a pretty good idea, I would say. You opened 5 displays with no hits at all, not even a Dumbo. Oh, my God. I opened a case of set 12, the Wilds Unknown, the Lost set, and I had Buzz Lightyear. I was really lucky. I've got a fly here. Come on, move. So I've got Buzz Lightyear, but yeah, I sold it already off. But it was a nice card. Yeah, but yeah. But I also like to protect my things in things that are really in my collection. I put them in an acrylic. To really save them. You never know, because it would be a shame if by accident you bump into it and you break the seal, because the seal is sometimes so fragile, and also on some products the seal after a while, I don't know, sometimes it can go open also with temperature differences, or imagine that indeed the sun can hit it a little bit, it remains stupid fly. It remains a plastic, eh? So yeah. You bought him for 500. It was a steal. First time your wife agreed to my. Well, there was also one guy here in the stream, Matthias, and his wife also said, yeah, but Pokemon, you're spending your money. The day he pulled the card worth 600 euros, and it was, oh, honey, do I need to buy some Pokemon cards for you? It's like, and Matthias, that's true, man. Yeah, but. Yes, but it's a fun hobby, but we need to be now it comes to the point that we need to think about how to, in a smart way, to spend our money. With Pokemon, in the beginning perhaps you could overspend because it is overvalued, but in the long run you're gonna make bank, that's for sure. With a product like Disney Locana now, for example, that's not so really the case sometimes. It all depends. It's improving, but it takes a long time. I still have booster boxes. Not even the cats in the street they want it, to be honest. From the older sets, pre-fabled, it's a shit show. Pretty much it's a shit show. But yeah, but the same thing you can have with Pokemon. Perfect Order now, nobody wants it. Nobody. But you remember Shrouded Fable? Nobody wanted it either. What are the ETBs now doing? What are the booster bundle displays now doing? Slowly but still they are creeping up. They will be a bit valuable in the future. It will not be so valuable as Ascended Heroes or Chaos Rising, for example. But you get the picture. I'm a bit on the fence, by the way, about Perfect Order. Everybody is saying that, okay, Mega Evolution is the big hype for the moment, and I can understand why. Let me explain. So many people are now getting into the hobby. They don't know Scarlet and Violet. They don't know Sword and Shield. The only thing they know is Mega Evolution. They then get to know, okay, Mega Evolution, the base set, oh, Phantasmal Flames, oh yeah, look at this, look at that. So they are getting into those sets. But then the newbies, perhaps they are going to like Perfect Order. Perhaps, who knows where Perfect Order is going to be in 6 months. Now you could get ETBs for a very long time for what, 70 euros? But will that remain 70 euros? No, I think sooner or later it will become 80. You have stores that are asking 80. It will become 80, 90, 100 euros. I think Perfect Order will increase in price much faster than Shrouded Fable did. That's my perception, because so many people are getting into the hobby and they are looking at the Mega Evolution. Why? It is just the basic principle of the Mega Evolution. There is a gold card in Perfect Order. You have Pink Pikachu, because Pink Pikachu is in Perfect Order, right? Pocket data. You have a few cards which are not bad, that people like. So let me. No, it's not Pink Pikachu. It's Meowth. Sorry, it's Meowth. That's what indeed. So, but if you now take a close look, Meowth, that's not a bad card. I have this card in Japanese, and it draws the eyes. People like that card, so it's not so bad. I can see people really going to look for that. And Clefairy is also not a bad card, to be honest. Clefairy is also not bad, but it remains Perfect Order. People are for the moment skipping it. There is much better out there, until there isn't any more available. When are we going to get a reprint for Phantasmal Flames? Mega Evolution? Ascended? When are we going to get it? Yeah. Buy it when nobody wants it. Yeah. So your wife is very supportive. She's trying to get the Chinese products. Since she's Chinese, you kind of have a little advantage. My friend, you have a lot of advantage. Come on, a little advantage. But yeah, those Chinese products, with especially the exclusives. If you can get the exclusive, was it the Sylveon now? I think Chinese only. Oh, imagine you can get that. That is a dream, huh? Such a card. It's an exclusive. You know what's going to happen. And China, it's not the first time they do such exclusive things. But yeah, I hope I get. There is one of my suppliers that has a very good Chinese connection. I hope they will offer something soon. I hope. Yeah. It can be very hard to get in China as well. Yes, I can. That's for sure. Everybody's hopping onto that. Huh? The Chinese people also know that it is a hype. Huh? We think it's already worse on our side in English, but what is happening in Japan? What is happening in China? What is now happening in Korea? I have a Korean supply with whom I was in contact just before the MSRP increase and everything was rising like crazy. Now I can be lucky if that guy replies once or twice a week. And the prices he's giving me are sometimes that I say, guy, are you crazy? And he's a very big seller. But he's having it so difficult also to get product, because everybody is now looking at other languages as well. And with what China is now pulling with this prismatic, that is going to be mental as well. But so many different products, so many different coins, this, so many different pin designs, that. Why? Why? They are doing it a bit to themselves. So yeah, if they limit the amount of products and that they can focus on the amount of booster packs, perhaps that would make a change. But no, they want to make 81 different coins. How many different pins? 60, 64 kind of different pins. Why do you do that? How many different binders? Three, 4 designs, something like that. But the binders are beautiful as well. But Chinese products, you can say whatever you want, but those Chinese products, quality-wise, they are all very good. That's the thing. Those binders, those things. It's like those. You have those 3 big boxes as well. What was it? Jolteon box. Was it an Eevee box, or I don't know? You had three big boxes. That's the same thing. The quality of that, yeah. But they were also dumped on the market in high numbers. So now we need to see what they are going to do with this prismatic set. Yeah. They get the most beautiful stuff. That is correct. Yeah. And the downside for us is the shipping to us costs a lot as well. Products are cheap over there, but getting it to you in Europe, that costs a lot. And that is sometimes the problem. I want to get a lot of products from China, but shipping ain't for free. Nope. That is Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to catch a fly here, guys. Nope. Almost had it. Oh, fucker. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, my game plan for the moment is I'm 99% going to skip Pitch Black. Unless if I can still offload a little bit of Chaos Rising, the booster boxes that I have, but Pitch Black for me personally, 0. Nothing. If I can have a few things for the Rip and Ship, I will get it, but for me personally, nothing. No. Chaos Rising, I opened the booster box together with my girlfriend. That was nice, that was fun. I went to the store, I got some ETBs for giveaway and things like that, but for Pitch Black, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Perhaps 1 ETB or something for a giveaway, but no. What I am going to do is, and that's something I'm doing now, for all sets, I'm going to buy a Pokémon Center ETB. But I'm buying it through eBay. I buy it through eBay from a private seller in the UK. Whoever has the best price, the best offer, and it offers also the custom services through eBay, that gets my order. Why? I don't get anything from Pokémon Center. Never. I cannot, if I get into the queue, once I'm getting on the website itself, it's either sold out or my credit cards are being denied, all that shit. I've had it. I just want 1 Pokémon Center ETB for my personal collection, and I buy it through eBay. Did it now twice. I have the one for Chaos Rising is I paid $185 for this one, including shipping, customs, all the shit. $185. Is it expensive? Yeah, but I have it. You understand? It's better that than nothing. And I did the same thing for Perfect Order. Yeah, indeed, Perfect Order. I paid for Perfect Order. I paid like, I think $140. Yeah, I wound up to the top. It was 136, something like that. But let's say €140, all included. That's not a bad price. I didn't need to do the hassle of waiting in the queue for Pokémon Center and getting nothing. So if I can give you one recommendation, check out eBay. Check out eBay. That's what I can say. Yeah, and if you can get it for a good price, do it. But make sure that when you buy it through eBay, that it is a listing where it is clearly stated that custom services are being offered. Then you don't have to do anything. You don't need to be in contact with your local post office because they are going to say, hey, you are expecting a shipment from the UK, but you still need to pay import. Oh, no, you need to pay, and that. I don't get that. The package is delivered at my door, everything paid. So, yeah. Ronnie, next week you have 2 from what? Chaos Rising ETBs? Yeah, but Tim, try it out. But like I said, can I pull something up? eBay. Perhaps I can show you if it's. I need to. Let me go to the eBay German website. Chaos Rising. So what I do here all the time is, I just go here on eBay and I filter that it's only for continental Europe, and then I just look for that it is coming from the UK, specifically from the UK. Prices will be better. Like now, for example, you can see here 104 euros, but this is to bid. I never do bidding. I just do a buy now. A buy now price, that's it. Is it this? Can I translate to English? Yes, translate. There is somewhere a line. Yeah, indeed. This item is shipped through the eBay program for worldwide shipping, with international tracking, simplified custom clearance, and no additional delivery fees. This is important. If you don't want any shit, make sure that this is mentioned with it. Yeah, because it's mentioned here import duties. You see? It's kind of like 27 pounds is like the import duties and everything to handle that off. So if I buy this is now 116 euros, and you add then here the 18 euros for the shipping, and then that 27 pounds times 1.2, and then you have your ETB. No shit. Delivered to your door, everything included. Yeah. So check it out, try it out. That's how I do it. Otherwise, guys, we miss on this. Pokemon doesn't think about us. Yeah. Now, in Germany, they are going to launch product. They are officially announced it. They tried it out last week. They did the first drop on Pokémon Center Germany last week, but it will be German products. Will they ever launch a Pokémon Center ETB in German? I don't know. But if we really want an English Pokémon Center ETB, this, according to me, for me also, this is my only way. Otherwise, it's been a year since I had the ETBs through Pokémon Center. Exactly 1 year. So yeah, they did. But that's what they are going to do. And now on the German website, they are going to do strictly then now German products. That's what they are going to do. So yeah, but I hope that helps you a little bit with the Pokemon Center ETBs. eBay is your best bet. That's what I think. Yeah, you could perhaps do it as well through Card Market, but then you still have the custom things, and I don't want that. I just want everything arranged by eBay. How does this work by eBay, by the way? They have their fulfillment center. So the person you buy it from, they ship it to eBay. eBay ships it to you. So eBay takes care of everything. Then you're fine. As easy as possible. Exactly. That you don't need to do anything with your local post office, that they cannot give you any hard time saying, hey, yeah, this and that, and no hidden charges. You have just and you have an agreement with eBay. If something goes up, you tell eBay, hey man, what gives? I thought everything was okay. So yeah, you have a kind of like a bit of guarantee. So that's how I do that. So, yeah. I hope we can do that as well for the 30 years, but it will be expensive. Yeah, I think we will need to be very quickly to see how we can do things. Otherwise, we are going to miss out. That's for sure. Yeah. It will be a shit show. Because now Chaos Rising is going for what? I bought it for 185. What is an ETB for the 30 years going for? 200-300 if we are lucky. Yeah, that's a very big price if we are lucky. Who knows that they even try to ask like 400-500 euros. I would not be surprised. Yeah, it's a money grabber. If you want it, you need to pay it. Eh? Your bet is 400 plus. Yeah. Ronnie, you have a girlfriend, you have a friend in England, and you hope that in the future she can buy it from me, from an ETB from the Pokemon Center, and she can bring it. Yeah. If you're lucky, yeah. The problem I always have with trying to buy from Pokemon Center, if it's a pre-order, none of my credit cards are accepted. Their website has a certain protection, something like that. If one of the addresses is not matching what is mentioned on my credit card, it fails. And since I'm using a proxy, it refuses. And during pre-order, they disable PayPal. So I cannot pay with PayPal. So yeah, but kind of like 400 euros plus, I sincerely hope not. Yeah, because otherwise I would think twice if I want to order it. But it's going to be a 300 euros. Okay. I would probably still order it. You know it's going to go up. Huh? I have prismatic evolutions ETBs, although a little bit dented. If you see the price, how that went up, that's going for what, 1,000 euros for an ETB now? That's crazy. They should know the demand is there. They know. I've seen another video that someone was saying, do you really think Pokemon doesn't understand? Do you really know? Do you really think that Pokemon... Do you really trust them that they say that they want to do everything in their power to resolve the issue? They are getting so much publicity. If it's now good publicity or bad publicity, do you really think they care? Their printers are limited. Eh? Can they print more? We will never know. Are they being honest? We will never know. Do they like what's going on? Who will tell? But you cannot deny that with everything that has been going on since the late 2024 until now, how booming it went. Pokemon is constantly sold out. The hype has never been bigger. The news is talking weekly about something Pokemon related. The internet is going mental about everything Pokemon related. And it started late 2024, now 2026. So many people have heard in 2025 about Pokemon this, Pokemon that, and all those things. And now it's the year of their 30th anniversary. The hype has never been bigger. Why? There was a very nice build-up. They had 1 year that the news was building up, that the hype was building up. And now in 2026, the hobby has never been bigger. They literally print money. Now they are going to put out a movie. They have done the Lego sets. They have done the collaboration with Secret Lab. They have done the pinball machines. They have done the deals with Puma. They have done what other deals? Have you guys understood what is going on? They are. This is one of the companies most in the news in regards to TCG things. Cardboard. Pokemon rules. To be honest, this is the year of Pokemon. Everybody's talking about it. In TCG, everybody knows what's going on in Pokemon, and everybody wants the piece of the pie. Couldn't be better publicity, in my opinion. But yeah. Okay. Of course they know, yeah, just a game for them to make more money and keep the hype. Yeah, they are a business, of course. They are in here for making money, and okay, they like what they created. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it so good, and they are very good at it. Hats off. Sorry, the thing that they created, it started with a flimps probably somewhere 30 years ago, but look how it got established, how big it is. Stupid flies, god damn it. And but look at it, what it's now. But Noah Boo just got your first big order on card market, 180 cards. Congratulations, from someone in Italy. Needs to be sent as Colli Economy. You have no clue on how to send this. Do you use bpost? But that's expensive as hell. bpost has an economy. Yes, something that not a lot of people know, but they have an economy option which is less expensive, so you can have that. Yes, but how do you say that to bpost? What I usually do is I use DPD. To be honest, my preferred shipping partner is DPD. Yeah. Even though in all transparency, if there is stated Colli Economy, if there is stated bpost Colli on card market, I use DPD. Why? I prefer DPD. The service of DPD is better. That's just the thing, because if I now, but what I also do is to Italy. For Italy, I can ship a package for 10 euros with Mondial Relay, and that is then shipped to a locker, because they have a lot of pickup locations, lockers, 24 hours and 24 hours that they can go and get their parcels, and then they can go and retrieve that over there. That's also something that I do, that you can quickly book on the website for Mondial Relay, for example, but you can have a discussion perhaps with your buyer and see what they prefer. You could perhaps say, yes, I can ship it off with DPD. Check on the website of DPD what kind of prices we are talking about. You can do a calculation on that to see how much it would cost you, and you can immediately pay on the website and print out the label. Or Mondial Relay, same principle. I pay, for example, around 10 euros for that. Why 10 euros? Because I put also an insurance on top of that. In Mondial Relay, you can choose an insurance. DPD is automatically insured until 520 euros. That's why I prefer DPD, because standardly there is an insurance on top of that. Mondial Relay, you need to pay that extra. Still reasonable, huh? But yeah. But yeah, check it out. And Colli Economy, you still have a bit of freedom. There is not mentioned bpost or something, but you can use bpost. But yeah, check it out, Noah. You will find something. Yeah, there is more than bpost in the world. Like I mentioned, my preference goes to DPD or Mondial Relay. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah, true. How much did they pay for the shipping? How much was it? More, yeah. Even if you are sending through Mondial Relay or then to DPD, you have then a tracking number, and you can provide it to your customer. I always, when I have a tracking number, I always send a message to the customer, and I always say, hey, your package will be shipped tomorrow. You can follow it on the website of DPD or on the website of Mondial Relay with this tracking number. 10 euros give or take. Well, yeah, check it out. What is the best? Do a comparison. 15 euros. Ooh. Yeah, check out DPD. That's what I would yeah. But yeah, perhaps the buyer prefers Mondial Relay, that he can collect it at a parcel point. Your customer will not buy it. Well, ask him. And most of the customers are happy that they receive a message from you. If you want to discuss something, if there is something, that you inform them. Sometimes I have that I cannot find one specific card, and that I say, hey, I'm sorry, but I didn't find that card. I refunded you the amount. The amount of time that people say, thank you for taking the effort to letting me know. Then it makes me wonder, how many people don't let you know and just refund the damn card? It's like, what? I already have that. I was buying cards from someone, all of a sudden I get a refund. Not a single message. I was like, okay, I've got a bunch of cards. Which one was refunded? Now it's like, oh, I need to investigate myself. Do you have any advice on selling high price cards on card market? Well, yeah, I sell high price cards. Insurance, always insurance. The buyer, of course, has the trustee on top of it. What you can also do is, to cover your ass a little bit, is to film when you are creating the package. Yeah, I usually forget. But make sure the card is well protected. How do I do that? A valuable card, yeah, in a top loader. What else do I got? This is not necessary, of course, but these are things that I bought in the US and I'm stuck with it. Nobody wants it, but yeah, I use that. This is kind of like kind of like a thick plastic. Can I make it something like that? And this is now the size for a top loader. So I have here a top loader, and you put it in between, and I tape that shut. Why is that? That's protected. Yes. So that's how I do this. And then afterwards, with the top loader, with this now, I put it in, but I also protect it. So this top loader, I don't leave it open. I use such a sleeve to make sure that if there is any moisture or something like that, that it is protected. So I put this one in the bag, close it off. Make sure that it's nice and tight. And then I put it in between here, and I put it in a Pokémon tin usually. If it's a very valuable card, my buzz for 900 euros, this is the way that I did it. In the bag, placed it here in between, taped it, good shut, bubble wrapped it on top, placed it in a Pokémon tin, like a Charizard tin or something like that, a bigger tin, place it in there, and then put that in a box. Couldn't be better protected. Yeah. Now you might be wondering, but hey, how do you then ship a graded card? Yeah, a graded card. How do you ship it? Yeah. Well, I have something else for that. Looks familiar, right? It's a bit bigger. It's the same principle, basically. I put that guard in between, tape that shut. Now, today I shipped off 2 graded cards, so I place it like that. Place that at the top. That, taped it shut. That's how I do it. And then bubble wrap. Nice and safe. So that's how I protect my cards. You can do it with normal cardboard as well, but just make sure that you protect it properly. My experience with shipping companies, they throw with your package. Just be on the safe side. I also try to avoid those mailbox boxes. Do I have one? You know, these small boxes like that? I try to avoid that. These kind of boxes, I don't ship that card in this. Why don't I do that? I use this for bulk. If I have a larger bulk order and that someone has paid like what, 3 stamps or something like that, I use this kind of box. But I don't ship a valuable card in this. Why? This gets lost very easily. Yeah, I use a bigger box, which is easier for a shipper to find. Okay, it doesn't fit in a normal mailbox, but it is easier to be discovered when a package is misplaced or something like that. This kind of box, they even throw it even worse. So that's kind of like the, yeah. The package was empty. Yeah, but usually if the package was empty, they need to film it, and also normally your package is weighed when it is crossing the steps. if you do the shipping, you are responsible. My experience is always make sure that there is an insurance on top of it. Then you're covered. Covered in the sense, okay, yeah, if you're still in doubt, make sure that you've record that you make the package and that you close it down. It can be very dangerous sending something off, but if you do everything in your power to protect it as good as possible, yeah, it is always crossing your fingers. I had the same thing with the Buzz Lightyear. I shipped it off and it's like, I hope it arrives well, even though I had protected it very nicely. I now have my white Reshiram, 550 euros, the graded card. It's off, it's gone, shipped. I hope it arrives safely. It's on its way to Germany. So yeah, that's how it goes, yeah. But yes, practice makes art. And I understand shipping something of high value. Yeah. It's like now shipping an expensive ETB, for example, my Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETB. I've placed it in an acrylic. I'm not shipping that thing without the acrylic. They get the acrylic with it. It's in the acrylic. Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for. I share what I already sent quite a few orders out, so I have a bit of experience. I had also already customers that say, yeah, package not arrived or package damaged. You need to handle that. But to be honest, hold the table. Lately, everything is going pretty good with the shipments. So yeah, one thing that I learned is don't mention anything on the box itself, what is inside. In the beginning, my company name was on it, TCG Bandits. More and more packages got stolen. Yeah, for real. So that's not even mentioned on it, but those things you learn along the way. And protection it's not a luxury. It's necessary. Extra protection inside your package. Yeah. That's why I have my bubble wrap. That's needed. Extra bubble wrap so it can absorb the dents what they are doing with the packages, and then I'm safe. Yeah, Reshiram was sold, yes. Someone wanted to buy it through Cardmark, and then I say, hey guy, go on cardbandits.eu, you get your 5% discount, and then we don't need to give it to Cardmarket. He said, okay. Why not? Otherwise I give it to Cardmarket for what? For doing nothing special. I don't fool people, so they can buy with trust for me to Card Bandits and they get the same service. So, and then we don't need to pay that 5% to Cardmarket. And also if you want to pay with the payment system from Cardmarket, the extra amount that you need to pay if you want to pay immediately, nah. So yeah. Yeah, there is no obligation, Tim, to be active in the chat. You have indeed people that just like to watch, but if you ever have any questions, just hop onto the chat and ask a question. There's no problem with that. No, but I appreciate you being active in the chat. Of course, yeah. But yeah, both the Reshiram was sold, but I knew it was gonna sell one of the other days. Yes. Why? Black Bolt White Flare is becoming more popular. And the guy even said, if you have Zekrom, if you know someone that has Zekrom, let me know because I buy. So that was person is looking for it, but more and more people are looking for the cards from Black Bolt White Flare. Prices for the ETBs are going up. I think Black Bolt is now 115, 120 for an ETB, and White Flare is going 1.5, 110, something like that. It's going up. Yeah. And then, yeah, the cards as well, it was a 9.5. But a 9.5 in Beckett, that's usually you break it open and you send it to PSA and you might get a PSA 10. Perhaps that's what they are going to try. The only thing I'm noticing is the Red Victini, they are still sleeping on it. Not a single question for the Red Victini. But it's a 9 that I have. So, but the Reshiram, more and more questions lately, yeah. Hi, Ronnie. You also watch? Yeah, but yeah, all the tips and tricks that you can absorb, they are nice. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's why I want to share, because I see a lot of things, I read a lot of things. I like to absorb all the information myself as well. So I read a lot on Reddit. I go on Facebook. I see a lot of videos as well. I listen to videos in the background so that I can absorb that information. I hear podcasts. No, not podcasts. How do you say that? Yeah, live streams that were recorded. I review those, all those things, and I absorb all the information. So, and I also talk a lot with my Japanese supplier. Get a lot of information, and I like to bring that out a little bit, and also all the mistakes that I've made in the past. Yeah. And I'm funny also. I try to. Yeah, my jokes are not always very funny, but now the only thing you need to know is how to avoid taxes to save money. Well, it depends. You have a certain law also in Germany that under a certain amount you don't pay taxes. I think in Belgium is it 15,000 euros a year, something like that, 10,000, 15,000 euros a year. So you need to look it up. I know the German law is a bit special as well. But I've read some posts that people were talking about it, that in Germany as well you have a certain amount that you can make money without paying taxes. So there shouldn't be a problem. And you will hear a term DAC7, DAC7 on card market. That is an obligation that card market has. If it's now for Belgium, for Germany, for anything, it's a European rule that they need to report it to your government. That you either made in revenue more than 2,000 euros or more than 30 orders, something like that, whichever comes first, and it is per year, so it's reset the year after. So they need to report that, but that does not mean you already need to pay taxes. But don't forget, card market needs to do that. If you're selling on Vinted needs to do that. If you're selling on eBay needs to do that. Don't forget about that. And all that information is then correlated together at your government. So be careful when you are doing multiple things and you are reaching those thresholds on those websites and they report your DAC7, that will be put all together by your government. So they will know that in the end. But if you remain under the legal limits, you have nothing to worry about. Card market is not made to report taxes. Normally, all the prices over there, card market is built for normal individuals. Yeah, the price that you see over there, I need to pay taxes from that. But a lot of the individuals that are on there, they don't pay taxes. That's just, yeah. You have 2 card market accounts already to keep on. So it's 10,940 as unemployed, 660 when working. Also can open a small business, then free up to 22,000, but you need to keep books, of course. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Yes, then you can get an exemption to 22,000. When I started my business in the beginning, I also had an exemption that I could make. It was, in my case, it was 25,000 euros a year. And then I wouldn't need to pay taxes on top of that, because I paid taxes when I bought my product. I was not tax exempt from buying products. I could not recover the taxes. But when I sold things, I didn't need to pay the taxes on top of that. I think that's the same situation that you're talking here. It's a tax exempt that you're talking about. But even be careful with 2 card market accounts. If they ever can link it back to you. I'm not giving any advice here on how to scam the taxes. I do everything legit. I don't want to take risks. I'm not building here something to one day lose it all because I fucked up. No, not at all. No. I prefer paying everything as I should and do a little bit more effort to build the business up than take shortcuts and pay it in the end. So one is from your cousin. Hey, to be honest, in all transparency, I have a customer, that is that works for the tax administration in Belgium, and one thing that he told me was, don't think that we don't use social media. That's one of the first things that they investigate, social media, to see how comfortable are you living. Understand? How much are you throwing money around? If people are saying, but I just get by and things like that. Oh yeah, you just get by? Last year you went 3 times on a holiday. You just get by? You bought a purse from that. You just get by? I see a lot of pictures of you drinking champagne. You just get by? Get a picture? So yeah. If you go to conventions and you do it in cash, have you ever already paid attention when you go to conventions that when you make a purchase somewhere and that the vendor writes something down? I write something down. I have a booklet and I write it down. I've seen other vendors do it as well, but I have seen also vendors that don't do it at all. But every vendor can be different. It can be a vendor that is just an individual, not a company. You cannot smell that. Yeah, it's like when I was at a convention earlier and I was interested in buying the Pokémon Lego set, the big one, the one from 650 euros. And I was asking, hey, can I buy this on an invoice? Because I would be interested in buying that on an invoice. I want to do that something together with Cindy. It's beautiful, heavy, beautiful. And the guy said, but I cannot give you an invoice. I said, okay, why not? Because I'm not a company, I'm an individual. I pay taxes, but you cannot recover. I said, oh, so you are an individual. He had a whole table filled with Lego products and Bricklink products and you name it. It was an individual, it was not a company. So you don't always know if that person is now a company or an individual. But I have seen other companies as me write things down in a booklet. Everything that you need to write down. Because otherwise, how can you make your list afterwards? How can you fill in your administration afterwards if you don't write it down? You need to write it down. Yep. They know everything what you buy and sell. True, except if you do it cash, of course, what they are saying here now, that's true. Because if people really want, there are loopholes. But one day you will make a mistake and the light bulb will be lower than you think and you will hit it. And then you risk losing everything that you have been building for so long. And to be honest, that's not worth it. I want to build a long-term, fruitful company. But I don't want to have the risk that imagine that everything is going great. Oh yeah, in 2-3 years, the business is very big and things like that. And then all of a sudden, the tax man comes over and says, Siggy, let's see what you have done the last 3 years. And then, but Siggy, that, you need to pay a fine of 100,000 euros. Siggy is going bankrupt. You don't want that, right? I don't want to destroy my future. I prefer paying a little bit more. I already had one time a fine, and that was because I had a tax exempt in the beginning of my company, but I had a very shitty accountant. And I was getting VAT exempt on invoices from Germany and things like that, so I didn't need it. I wasn't charged the tax. But I needed to. I had a tax exempt in Belgium, so I needed to. And I forgot to declare that. Oh yeah. I had a fine of, what was it? 1,000 euros? I happily paid it. It was a mistake of me. Okay? Sucked, but okay. I told to the taxes, okay, I'm sorry, but there was a mistake made. My accountant didn't warn me. But that doesn't matter for them, huh? The amount was there to be paid. That's it, huh? I needed to pay interest. I needed to pay the fine, and I paid it off. You learn your lesson. Just do what you need to do. that's how I do it. Yeah. And if you want to risk it for a biscuit, yeah, that's it. That's it. Because you know the risks, even with conventions. I go to conventions in Belgium and the Netherlands. But if I'm in the Netherlands and imagine that someone from the Dutch tax administration comes to me and that they say, hello, are you from the Netherlands or are you from Belgium? And if I say that I'm from Belgium, then they can ask me, can I see your Dutch tax number, please? I would be surprised how many people from Belgium have a tax number in the Netherlands. Raise your hands if you have one. I'm okay. I know that don't have it. That's on them. But I have it. I declare every quarter my taxes in the Netherlands as well. I am a registered company in the Netherlands as well. Because I need to. Same counts for people from the Netherlands coming to Belgium. On every convention you see people from the Netherlands, but one day if someone from the tax administration comes and check it out and goes to a booth and asks someone from the Netherlands, hey, can I see your Belgium tax number, please? Huh? I'm from the Netherlands, man. What the hell are you talking about? Can I see your Belgium tax number, please? I don't have it. Okay. You get a fine. They don't laugh with that. So no, I'm okay. Yeah, that's from the beginning. Before I stepped one foot on a convention in the Netherlands, I was done. I was okay. I had my request was in. I was okay. I had an accountant and everything. Yeah. It's very important. And a lot of people don't know it. I told it once to someone that also has a company, that also does conventions in the Netherlands. They told me, what? No, you don't need to do that. I was like, yeah, you need to do that. Nah, I don't do it like that. Okay. Not my problem. But yeah, indeed, yeah. But there are so many things that you don't even know. But yes. Yes. But what I do also need, but I do also, I don't know if you guys have seen the video from earlier tonight. The hype is not calming down. Usually, in a few months ago, I was saying, yeah, but in the summer prices will go down and that will be the moment to buy. I need to come back on that. I'm doing now conventions. I'm seeing the crowds. I'm seeing what people are looking for. I see what people are buying. It's not calming down. On the contrary, sales are going up. Sales are going up. It's difficult to explain, but my sales are going up. And you would think, yeah, but Ziggy, you are selling multiple TCGs. You're selling Magic the Gathering. You've got Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You've got One Piece cards. My main seller is Pokemon. Yes, my main seller is Pokemon. Also what I'm selling now on Card Trader, Card Market, you have number one is Pokemon, number two is Magic the Gathering. But Pokemon, the value of my sales is coming from Pokemon. Single cards also, graded cards lately. The amount of, okay, I've got a lot of graded cards now, but graded cards is going up. People are looking for graded cards, but why is that as well? The shit show with PSA. In Japan, prices have been raised. The lead times have been increased as well. So it's now taking longer for your cards to get back, and your price is higher. So the value bulk prices have gone up. The tiers are not closed, but prices have gone up. and I had a discussion with my Japanese supplier because I'm always out of source link and dealing and source bug. Wow, difficult. So those connecting cards from SV5K, if I'm not mistaken, I'm always out of those cards, so I'm always buying new ones, and prices keep increasing. Now I bought him 2 weeks ago, and now already 2,000 yen extra. It's like, damn, yeah, they are increasing. It's like, okay, PSA. What is now going to happen with the tiers in the US that are now closed for a few months? The value tiers, prices are gonna go up for the slabs. Are we going to feel that here in Europe? Oh yeah, you can be sure about that. And people are anticipating. People are buying slabs now that they think in a few months they're gonna go up. Why? Because it will take longer for people to grade cards. It will take longer for people to get their cards back, and people are going to think twice as well if it's worthwhile to send their card. Will you get your money back? If a card now costs you 80 euros, 80. Imagine that you put this card and that you need to pay 80 euros to have that graded. I don't think that card costs 80 euros. Who's gonna grade that? Nobody. Nobody in the US or Europe is going to send that card in. It will only be sent in Japan. But will the value then be there? I don't think so. You understand? So PSA is making some changes. Don't forget, they control the market in their way because PSA slabs are the most liquid. When I have all my Beckett slabs with me, people, gone. They take a quick look and they're gone. Now I had 4 displays with me at the convention yesterday. 4 displays. 3 were filled, but 3 were filled? Yeah, 2.5 were filled with slabs. This was the first time that I said people have really spent the time looking at what we got, because it was all PSA. If they see Beckett, they're gone. But if they see PSA, they take a look. To be honest. And I sold quite a few PSA slabs yesterday. PSA, yeah. Yeah. But to be honest, the people are looking more at PSA slabs. If they would see Beckett slabs, they skip. All the people that I had at my booth that came to sell me a Beckett slab, if I then say, it's not that I don't like it, but it doesn't sell, they know about it. They know, and they go at every vendor, and every vendor says the same. I had yesterday people with CGC slabs coming to me. I told something about an experiment that I wanted to do. I have them, by the way, they arrived today. So, this is now a One Piece card, PSA 10. The exact same card, CGC 10. Exact same card. 100% identical. I have another card as well. These are from the One Piece base shop cards. And then I have these ones. Same thing. Now I'm going to do a little experiment with these. I'm going to put them next to each other on Saturday at the convention. And I'm going to see what's going to happen. Because there is a price difference of like 50%. 50%. That's how much a PSA card is worth more than a CGC slab. Interesting for exactly the same card. So yeah, I found it interesting. Yeah. But I have access to a lot of CGC slabs if I want from Japan. It's now an experiment. Let's see what it gives. But normally I focus on PSA slabs when buying from Japan. The PSA will sell, yeah. I'm curious as well. It's going to be very exciting. But yeah, it's kind of like a social experiment. I'm going to put them exactly next to each other, and then I'm going to immediately know what people are going to say. And if someone asks, yeah, I'm interested in that card, then we'll ask, what's your preference? What's your purpose? Is it for your own collection? Or is it for some liquidity and to sell it off? Because if it's for your own collection, why does it then need to be a PSA 10? Because you have a preference, or because everybody told you that PSA is king? Yeah, it's kind of it's a thing, yeah. But more on that when I have more updates. Yeah, it's strange, but how the market thinks about Beckett, that's already clear. If it's not a black label, if it's not a 10, skip. And also, if it's a 10 and it's not a very popular card, I have, but which one? I have one card in a 10, nobody buys. I don't take my most, I don't take 99% of my Beckett slabs with me anymore, because, but I also broke open already a ton of the cards because they don't sell. Okay, Ronnie, thanks for the company. See you in one of the next ones. Have a good evening. You have that with the lithium from Gem 2. CGC 10 is 30 euros. Yeah, I'm going to make a video. I also want to create some vendor videos, but because every time everything is recorded, but finding the time for that shit is difficult. Yeah, I really need to do something with that content. But this could be indeed a good experiment that I can create a video out of. Yeah, I need to see that. Yes. So better not bought it then. Beckett is not bad, but it's not liquid. But a Beckett slab is not bad. Yeah, if I really need to look at, these are very flimsy. Yeah, it's, yeah, but it's PSA. I have Beckett slabs. Where is my Beckett? Ah, got them. So I also have Beckett slabs. This one in a 9. Why? Snorlax is on it. I also have others. This one, I sent them in myself. And okay, perhaps not the best cards. 8.5. But to be honest, I don't want to break it open. I don't care if this is now an 8.5. I don't care. I've got my card, and I hope one day that I've got a good closet that I can display them nicely. And I also have, of course, some PSA 10s. Of course I have that. This one, also a nice one. But yeah, indeed, you have people indeed that also buy a slab and they break it open because they just want a good copy of a card, and that perhaps if you cannot find a good, decent, clean copy on the market, unless if you buy a graded card, some people just crack it open to put it in the binder. Why not? Why not? Yeah, you have people that do that. But for me, it doesn't really matter. For my own personal collection, it doesn't matter if it's now a Beckett, a CGC, you name it, it's the card. And that's what it needs to be. If you're just collecting, it's the card. And now, in the next weeks, I'm going to send to Ace. Yeah, I've got here a card for someone. If the bad boy wants to be removed. Nope, doesn't want to. But it's a Mega Stormy from Perfect Order. It's not going to 10, that's for sure. It's going to be a 9. But the person wants me to ship it off. It's for his son. So I'm going to send that to Ace, and I'm most likely going to send something from One Piece with it. I like what they do with the labels. Liquidity is not good, huh? That I know. It's kind of like the CGC situation. But I just want to try their service out, see how it goes. I had a good contact as well when they invited me. I had a good talk with Randolph. They're nice people, yeah. So gotta try the service out and see how it goes. Yeah, let's see what that gives. Yeah. But then at least I can objectively look at, okay, I've then tested out Ace, Beckett, PSA. When PSA is going to open in August, I'm also going to send through hero grading then. I'm going to send them also to PSA, and I'm going to see how everything goes. What is my preference as a collector and such a thing. So yeah. Also now, who was improving their slabs? Beckett? Beckett is improving their slabs. They are putting a QR code now at the back, and they are going to change also the label a little bit so that it is more authentic, that it can be less manipulated. So they are going to do that as well. Was that now something they were already planning from previously? Is this now coming because they have been acquired by PSA? How is the future for Beckett looking? I don't know. A lot of things that we don't have an answer to, but the grading market, okay, it's very subjective, because you can have a card that you say, how the hell did that got a 10? But it is a nice protection for your card on the other hand as well. Yeah, I had once that a bunch of my cards got damaged because they were not stored correctly. But a graded card, the card is protected. Okay, your slab can break, but then it's not your card. Okay, you have other possibilities as well for your protection. And I get that, that's less, like for this, for example, that's also from Ultimate God, that you can open that up and put your card in. Okay, that's also something that you can do, okay. But it displays a bit less. So, yeah, but, yeah. You got no experience with grading, yeah. But if you don't need it, don't do it. That's basically it, yeah. It's, yeah. I'm a vendor, and then that's the reason why I have most of my slabs now PSA 10. That's why I'm also only buying PSA 10s. I'm a vendor. That's the only thing that sells. That's the only thing people are looking for. Yeah, if I now go to a vendor and they have a very good card that I'm looking for my own personal collection, I don't mind if that's now a Beckett or something like that. I don't mind. They always say, buy the card, not the grade. So if you're buying the card, then you're not buying the grading company either, right? You're buying the card. Doesn't matter then which slab it is. PSA 9 is usually also raw price, yeah. Yeah, the rainbow looks cool. I'm a Snorlax fan, so if I see Snorlax cards, then I keep them. But I don't think that's a near mint card, but that I also don't mind. I have even a card from Snorlax. Such a bad quality, really a bad quality. Look how bad that quality is for that card, but it's an older card, and I thought I'm going to keep it for the moment, and the day I find a card which is in better condition, I can replace it. But for the moment, I'm keeping this one. For your own collection. I bought this in a trade at a convention. Someone had that card and said, oh, but that card is in bad quality. I said, I still want it. I still want it. It's my buddy. So, yeah. You like Giratina. Yeah, nice. How do you determine the condition of a card? Well, I usually limit myself to near mint, EX, and if it's an old card that holds a bit of a value, I go to good quality. So how do I judge it? Near mint is that you don't see anything on it. There can be something that you can say, okay, this is clearly from the production, but it's not a damage, not a scratch of the card. That could be a slight thing off. EX is, there could be somewhere a scratch somewhere, but if it stops being an EX when you have multiple scratches, or the scratch is way too deep, it is not superficial anymore, then it's not EX anymore. And preferably, I don't do those cards that have more damage. Then I skip it. Especially also if you have now bulk, all EX I skip. That's a waste of time. But I usually try to see that, okay, that the cards are as good as possible in the near mint condition. If I put single cards online, if I see, I try to be very strict, but sometimes I do make mistakes. The lighting needs to be good, and you can't rush it. If you sometimes I have a pile of 100 cards in my hand that I'm verifying, then sometimes I can make a mistake. Okay, I don't like it either, but I like to check the cards detailed as possible so that I can make sure that my grading is correct, because I previously explained it in the video as well. Before we put online the cards, we go through our same step process that we always do. Step one is I check the quality of the cards. That's step one. Step two is I sleeve. Then I know the quality is near mint or EX, because if it's EX, I put a small sticker on the card, not on the card but on the sleeve. You understand? A small something like that. I just put EX on it. Yeah, that's what I put on the sleeve. And otherwise, if it's not on the sleeve, then it is near mint. And then those cards go to Cindy. She sorts them all out, and then she knows exactly what to do, and then she puts them online. That's how our process is. But when a card is sold, we don't check the quality anymore. That was step one. So that's our process. You have people that sell cards that check the quality at the end, but how can you check the quality at the end if you in the beginning listed online for near mint? You have people that don't check their cards and just say, everything is near mint. But when you then try to ship it off, then they say, I'm sorry, but it seems that the card is EX. You should have checked that in the beginning. And sometimes it can be that we have made a mistake and that we have shipped off an near mint card to a customer that have bought an EX, and that I still have a bad quality left. That could be. That's a mistake, okay, that I can make. But you have other sellers that don't verify their cards only when they only do it at the final step. But that's too late. So yeah. But that's how we process our cards, and we sleeve them. Yes, some people say, do you sleeve all your cards? Yeah, all my cards are sleeved, even the bulk, sleeved. Why? Then I'm sure that I know that my quality has been checked and cannot change. If you have cards that are just touching each other, and you by accident make a mistake and something, and they rub to each other, and they make it as one card makes a scratch on the other one, will you notice it? No, I would not notice it, because I don't want to watch the quality of my cards before I ship them. I do it in step one. So to make my life easier, I sleeve them. It costs me money to sleeve them. It's like, what, 1 cent a card? I sleeve them. It takes time, it costs money, but it provides extra security. That's the reason why we did it. Yeah. Big problem with private sellers on card market. Sell EX for near mint, but since they're private people, they don't really need to do anything to fix it. Correct. True. Or they don't check it properly under the correct light. How many people just check their light under the normal light bulb that they have in the room? Instead that they take the LED lamp, they put it on, a bit close to the cards, put it on and verify your cards. It takes time. Time is money. But if you want to be reputable in the hobby, if you want to do good business, you gotta make sure that your shit is okay as well. That's the thing. And if someone reaches out to me and says, hey, there is a problem with the quality of your cards, already happened. Of course, we are all human. Everybody makes mistakes. I already had it that someone reached out to me and they said, hey Sigi, I know you are very picky about the quality of your cards, but there's something slipped through. I refunded the difference of the cards and something extra for the effort. I then ask pictures. Okay, can you show me how the cards were where you received them? And then I receive the pictures, and then I say, okay, yeah, sorry, problem is on our side, and we make an agreement. That's it. That's how it needs to be. Yeah, you cannot build a long-term business if you are scamming people. No, it doesn't work like that. It's your reputation. We are trying to build a brand here. That if someone says TCG bands, that they say something positive about us. Not, oh yeah, those guys, yeah, don't buy near mint cards because they are all EX. No, you don't do that. Yeah, if you want a good rating, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just be careful for people that try to scam you. I always try to look at, okay, what are the numbers of how many sales, how many purchases did they do, and how many shipments got lost, for example, to see a little bit, okay, what is going on. And then also sometimes if a company buys from me, then I go to see on their profile to see how people are, what people are saying about their service. Yeah, and I also have usually that when a company buys from me, that they don't give a review. It's like a company doesn't want to give another company a good review. It's like, what, are we competition or something like that? If I buy from another company and I received my cards, everything was okay, I will say it. I will give you a review. All good. I will give it because you deserved it. Yeah? We don't need to treat each other like competition. The world is big enough. Hello. Super weird for you. Yeah, most expensive stuff by fresh accounts. That's always difficult. You know what I got? Oh, I had something really fishy. So someone bought a card for 70 euros. It was from the UK, but I don't ship to the UK. Why? I don't want to fill the customs documents. I don't want to do the customs shit. So I refuse. But that person used a forwarding service in Germany. So the address that they gave me was something forward me, then a name that also, I don't understand where that name came from. That was not the name of that person. And then kind of like a storage box in that forward location. I was like, huh? Okay, I was like, let's do it on good faith. Let's see how that goes. But in the end, the person confirmed that they received it. So it was all good. But I was like, shit, I don't like this. But yeah. You cannot distrust everything. Yeah? Okay, sometimes you gotta be a bit more careful, or sometimes it's also just sufficient by sending a message to the buyer and asking perhaps something. I already did it also. I had a shady order through my web shop last year, and it was for what, plus 2k, something like that. Never bought from me before. It was a completely new customer, and I needed to ship it to Denmark or something like that. I was like, ooh, this is scary, right? Because if you get scammed or something like that. And I just reached out via email, or no, via WhatsApp. I reached out via WhatsApp to reach out and to confirm that everything was okay. to make sure that it was checked out, to give myself a little bit confirmation that everything was okay. Normally on Card Market you are normally not allowed to do that. Normally you are not allowed to use the phone number or the email address that they give you to reach out, because you need to do everything to Card Market. But this was through my own website, my own rules. But yeah, sometimes an extra confirmation doesn't hurt. So yeah, it's yeah. Most scammers are selling on Vinted. You had many problems there. Well, yesterday at the convention, one person came to me with a beautiful card, and he said, yeah, I'm looking for that card but in a good condition. I was like, okay, and I checked out the card and I was like, oh damn, but did you bought that on Vinted? I was like, oh shit. Yeah, but yeah, on Vinted, that's a lot of people buy on Vinted, and someone said somewhere also that they buy a lot through Vinted and they are always lucky. But yeah, hats off to you, but I wouldn't take the risk. Yeah, I need some protection if I want to buy something that could hold certain value, right? Because otherwise, through Vinted doesn't always want to help you. Even Card Market sometimes already sucks. What is then a platform like Vinted going to do? They sell all kinds of shit. They sell clothes, they sell all sorts of things. Are they really going to care about a stupid trading card? No, they are not. So yeah. A lot of fakes on there, but there are a lot of fakes everywhere. Yeah. Yesterday I had a child come to my table and said, yeah, I want to, are you interested in doing a trade? I was like, okay, yeah, let me see your binder. And I asked, is everything for trade? And the child says, yeah, everything is for trade, but there were some fake cards in the binder. I was like, okay, I don't like it when they say that. That is normal, because then you wonder, okay, which cards are fake? He could tell me which cards are fake, but then there were other cards that he was not sure. And at the end, okay, his parents were with him, and I was like, can I give you a recommendation? Yeah. And his parents were also listening. I was like, next time when you go to a convention, leave the fake cards at home. Don't take them with them. Don't take them with you. It's like, okay, thank you for the recommendation. I was like, let me tell you why. Because if you come to a vendor and you say, hey, I want to trade, but be careful because there are some fake cards in my binder, all the alarms will go off in their head. Yeah, they will be scared, because a lot of vendors will say, sorry, not interested, because it's the risk for them. It is their reputation if they take a fake card from you and they resell it, because then everybody thinks it's them that they are trying to fool someone, but they just got it from someone else. Then I said, just leave it at home in the future. Don't take it with you. Then you don't need to say to a vendor, yeah, be careful because there are fake cards in it. The fake cards don't need to be brought to a convention. If you have fake cards at home, that's your thing. But don't take them to public places where perhaps you can sell them to someone else, because that is a mistake. So I hope that child now learned it for the future. Leave your fake cards at home. Don't take them with you. Yeah. You use eBay, yeah, but sometimes people want to pay goods and services for 10 euros. Other people send me 120 euros to a friends and family and trust me after 2 sentences. Yeah, but Tim, put yourself in their place. They don't know you. And okay, some people are very lenient in trusting others, but others have perhaps had bad experiences. Like, for example, someone on Vinted got scammed. I got scammed on Facebook with some bulk that I wanted to buy from someone. It was 50 euros. Okay, it was not a lot. I paid 50 euros. The guy never sent it to me. And then sometimes you get suspicious about everything and anybody. So the people, they don't always think bad. but they just want to look after themselves. For someone, losing 10 euros could be a lot. For another, losing 50 euros could be pennies. It's the perception of sometimes, yeah. Yeah, you would recommend using safety, yeah. And if you want to use safety, then it costs you a little bit extra, because PayPal, goods and services, costs extra. And you need to take that into account. If you want some extra security, then okay, as a buyer, you need to pay it. Otherwise, if you want to take the risk, then you can do friends and family. And then you don't have that extra commission on top of that. That's just how it works. And everybody makes their own choices. That's how I feel about it. But yeah. But that's why I do everything through my own website. I use Card Market, I use Card Trader. And if any payment needs to be done by anybody, it is always going through secure platforms on my end. I can give them a PayPal link. I usually give a Stripe link because my preferred payment supplier is Stripe. You can also pay with PayPal through Stripe. You can do anything through that. And when I'm at conventions, I use Stripe as well. The exact same payment system that is linked to my website, I'm using at conventions as well. Everything is bound together with me. And then Card Market and Card Trader, they just deposit to my bank account. That's it. I don't need to be scared of any scams like that. So yeah, you have 2 orders from the same guy on Card Market, no tracking because it's under 30 euros. Both letters didn't arrive, and I bet they won't come anymore. That sucks for your statistics. That sucks. Is it already a long time? Ah, for real, Card Chicos. So you bought 151 packs on Vinted, and in the description there was a long explanation about the set. The seller had written, "These are resealed." And he said you need to read everything. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. Yeah. That's like, do you remember the scams that they were doing to bamboozle people, that they were selling ETBs on eBay, and that in the description it was mentioned that it was only a printed photo of the product. It was not an actual product. Do you remember that they were doing that? Do you remember that actually people bought that? They were doing that to fool the bots, but people bought it. I can tell you, I'm a vendor. I have my own website, but actually what people sometimes read or what they don't read, it is shocking. People don't read. And in your case, you probably have read, but it was so much information, it was hidden. Almost 1 month now. Yeah, but sometimes it can take longer than 1 month. That can be also as well. I had that in the past also. Especially with the strikes in Belgium in April. Oh my god, I had 6-7 orders that were too long. Then they were on the edge of missing. In the nick of time, 5 got delivered. I needed to refund 1 because that was completely gone. But and what are you going to do for your statistics? Are you going to refund? Because that's the only solution. Eh? If you refund completely, your statistic is back to 0. Eh? That's the trick. Eh? That's how we keep our not arrived number on 0. Eh? I already had a few that didn't arrive, but if you look on Card Market, not arrived, for me it's 0. Eh? I refunded 100%. But on the other hand, I'm a company. I need to do that. It's a law. It's a European law. I need to refund. Okay. By the law, I need to refund, but I only need to, yeah. I can tell you, you can sue me. You understand? So if you see companies which are not on 0, it's not good. That's not good. They didn't took their responsibility, or there was something going on. The guy is not replying anymore. Okay, yeah. Bro, that's why you are scared to buy sealed products on card market. But you have so many people that buy sealed products on card market. Yeah. Okay, can go good, can go bad. Check out sellers that have a decent reputation. That's it. That have a decent sale number, that have decent reviews, that are not new accounts, that you have something to fall back on. Because a seller with a good reputation, with a good sale number, they are not going to risk everything to scam just you. Not at all. It takes time building a good account. Getting your account off the ground, building the trust relationship, and getting a good status is not so. It takes time. It's not done in 2 weeks. So they are not going to screw everything up. One Piece is difficult, bro. You know it. One Piece is very difficult. Yeah. I already told you, people buy, for example, an English One Piece case. They know exactly where the manga could be. I've seen once a video, and they say that in the bottom row, the top boxes they just sell off, and they open the bottom boxes and the rest they sell off. You can still have alternates, but no chance of a manga. Yeah. That's the risk. Yeah. When I get my One Piece English boxes, I get them from big suppliers. They don't do shenanigans like this because their reputation would be destroyed if someone would find that out. Nope. For that I'm not afraid. So yeah. But for the rest, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Yes, it's already 10 o'clock. But yeah. Guys, it was fun. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk as well. Yeah, but everything One Piece, it's... Yeah, sometimes you are better with kind of like tins or something like that. But then the pull weights are also completely different. Yeah, no problem, guys. Next now Thursday it is the Rip and Ship, of course, at 7 p.m. and next week Monday is the market talk like today at 8 p.m. So that is the regular schedule, that at least then everybody knows when I will be live. So it's up to you if you can join, yes or no, and it's always recorded, so if you want to watch it back afterwards. And if you have any questions, if you have a topic that you want to discuss in the next one, let me know, or join the stream. Just ask your questions like now. It was a fun conversation. Hope the information was a bit useful for you guys, and then we can continue the conversation on Monday. Yes. Okay, don't forget to click the like button, by the way. But okay, guys, I wish you a very nice night. It's already night, almost. And yeah, hopefully speak to you guys in a few days on Thursday, and otherwise on Monday. Enjoy the week. Bye.